We're here, live once again. Doesn't Ted look good? I told him with that shirt, he better have sparkling teeth. He does. He does. So good evening, everybody. So far, we've got Brian in here first, followed by Nigel. Ren's popped in to say he's running late, so I'm assuming he's on his way to work. And Eleanor's in Colorado at the granddaughter's graduation, so she won't be in.
Aw, isn't that nice? I'm glad her granddaughter they still had the ceremony.
Now, last night they went and had all the pictures for the prom, and they had the prom. And then while I was working today, Eleanor was broadcasting Facebook Live through most of the graduation, so I got to see a lot of that too. Okay, you see today's sponsor. You got to say it again for Renz when he gets to work, of course.
Yeah, I'll have to.
Now, is Crest and Oral-B made by the same company?
Yeah, that's the company name, Crest and Oral-B.
Oh, that's the company name now. They used to be separate. Didn't know they were one. I use what's
back in George's day, they were separate.
What's the other
Colgate?
No, the electronic toothbrush. That's the one I use.
Philips?
No, the one that was made first, that became the most famous first. Anyway.
Braun?
Nope. It was before them. It was before Oral. Oral-B came out right after it. I remember that. But let's not delve into an old man's memory. You never know what you might find. Anyway, I'm going to get started with the first. Now, of course, with this first story, Ted did bring it up last week, and it is happening. I'm going to share now. I just thought I'd start with this story simply because this may be affecting a lot of us in another 3 days. So this one was on Digital Trends.
Maybe affecting affects all of us, yeah. Who doesn't use Google Photos?
If you don't go over the 15 gigabyte, it won't. It won't until you hit it. Anyway, Google Photos will start charging you for uploads next week. By Christian, now he's got me into the habit of naming the author. So, Christian D. Looper. And this was published 3 days ago. Google Photos has been one of Google's most popular services ever since it was launched in 2015. It has offered unlimited free photo storage at so-called high quality. As was announced in November, however, that's coming to an end. In a week on June 1st, which is Monday. No.
Next week, Tuesday. Yeah.
Tuesday, yep. Google Photos will begin charging you for any storage over 15 gigabytes. So if you stay below that, you're good to go. In other words, no matter what quality of photo or video you upload to Google Photos, it will count against your Google One storage plan. And if you exceed 15 gigabytes, you'll need to pay up to keep uploading. To be clear, photos and videos uploaded before June 1st will not count against the 15 gigabyte limit, only those uploaded after. So you won't find yourself suddenly having to shell out for Google Photos, and you will have time to decide whether or not you want to pay for Google One at all if you don't already. So you've got the weekend to make these decisions. If you use Google Photos a lot, however, it's probably worth paying for at least some Google One storage. Google Photos is an excellent service, and it makes sense that it wouldn't be totally free. Many users may not ever need to pay anyway, or at least not for the foreseeable future. What are you saying?
I was just grumbling, it makes sense that it wouldn't be free. Yet it was free. For many years, decades almost.
Look,
somehow Google did it.
That doesn't mean that they have to keep it. They don't owe this to us,
If you use the photos for whatever machine learning or whatnot, I think
Oh, so
you do.
okay, you're thinking that because they got the benefit of using. Okay, I can see that argument. That makes sense. Okay, yeah, they certainly have made money off of us. That's for sure. According to Google, 80% of photo users won't hit 15 gigabytes for at least 3 years. That's not to mention the fact that 15 gigabyte is 3 times the amount you'll get on Apple's iCloud, which only offers 5 gigabytes of free cloud storage. Google Photos ties into the rest of the Google One cloud storage ecosystem, which encompasses Google Drive, Gmail, and Google Photos. Google One also offers a free VPN service for Android if you subscribe for 2 terabytes or more of Google One storage. Now, see, that's the sentence that stuck out to me, because now they're offering free VPN service for if you subscribe for 2 gigabytes or more. But why would I use a VPN service from Google when I know that Google sells my data to people and I'm going to trust them as a VPN service? I don't think so.
Well, they don't sell your data; they just keep the data for their own purposes. But yeah, if they can't get incognito mode right, why would they get VPN mode right?
Exactly. So, I'm not going to use VPN with the same service that has all the information on me that there possibly is, at least way more information than anybody else. That makes no sense to me. Anyway, that was my one argument with the article. Google One Storage is about on par with the rest of the industry in terms of pricing. You'll spend $2 per month for 100 gigabytes of storage, $3 per month for 200 gigabytes, $10 per month for 2 terabytes, or up to $150 per month for 30 terabytes, which the pricing seems okay to me. Consider yourself warned. Google Photos may start to cost you a little more. But again, if you use it a lot, you should spend the cash. It's an awesome service and worth the money. So are you disputing that it's worth the money?
Yeah, it's really not worth the money in my opinion.
Okay.
Actually, no. Is it?
Go ahead.
I have to look. I think, doesn't Microsoft's OneDrive offer more?
I use Amazon Photos and I use Google Photos.
Oh no, because I'm thinking, well, how much does Amazon? I thought my OneDrive gives you 1 terabyte for $10 a month. In addition,
I don't know. I never looked at the pricing for these things because I never.
How much does Google give? How much does Google One give you with $10?
2 terabytes per month.
Oh, well.
That seemed pretty reasonable to me. Yo, Brian's in here and Gary's in here. Welcome, guys.
Yeah, I'm about to blow Gary right now. Put on his comment. Put on his comment.
Wait. First, Brian. I think Pixels still get the unlimited.
No, put on Gary's.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Gary's asking for the smoke. Gary's asking for the smoke. Okay. Starting with a Pixel 6. Pixels don't get the Google Photos perks, Gary.
Yeah.
Boom!
I didn't think so. All right, Gary, your turn.
That's right, Gary. Starting with the Pixel 6. No more high quality free updates. In matter of fact, the Pixel, Pixel 4a, 4. Last year's Pixels, they get high quality updates, photos and videos. Forever. They lose. I think they lose. They lose original quality in 2 years' time.
Yes, they do.
Pixel 2 already lost the original quality, but they still can do high quality for photos and videos. And the Pixel, the OG Pixel is the only one that can do unlimited original uploading for photos and videos.
And Gary is saying here, wait, there it is. Gary is saying 2 terabytes for $24. Now, the article is saying 2 terabytes for $10, not $24. So one of you is wrong. I don't know which one.
It was Gary saying. Gary's like, I keep my, like, what? Even if you keep it, it's only going to save it in high quality for photos and videos. are you really gonna keep your Pixel whatever that long, 5 years time? You're not
You
gonna
know,
do
we'll have
that,
a new
Gary.
one. Yeah, you know we'll have a new one before that.
And that new one is not gonna have the perk.
That's true.
And the thing is, though, like you could save. Yeah, right now we can save. It's the video part that's also hurting too. Hmm.
Yeah, it's the videos that whenever I go out and do a shoot, the first thing I do after I get the stuff on the computer, the first thing I do is go to Google Photos and get at least the video that I just shut off of there, because that's what shoots everything up.
Yeah, that's the part that blows. Like I won't be able to save videos at all. I'll just have to keep the physical. I have to keep them on a hard disk. And the photos, yeah, just sucks too, because that's Google Photos is the main way of how I share photos too. So
Yeah, me too.
Google Photos is how I have my album set up for. Raise up a bit. There we go. Google Photos is how I have my album set up for. I have like a live display album for Google Home, so that's how my albums come. It takes it from Google Photos. I guess going forward, I won't be able to have new photos after June 1st.
Well, you will until you hit your 15 gigabyte.
I'm not doing that. I'm not. No, as soon as June 1st comes, I'm turning everything off.
Okay.
Remember,
I'm not turning it off.
This drive storage is what you use for Gmail. If you can't receive emails, you're doomed. You're screwed. Once you hit your cap, you don't get emails anymore.
Gary's saying Pixel Book Go users get Google One free for 6 months. Okay. I assume you're one of those, Gary?
You get it free for 6 months?
And
Yeah, that was
he's also saying only people mad about Google photo charging is iPhone users. Well, Ted is one of the people mad about it.
He's like, get Dropbox.
Yeah. I already have Dropbox, but I don't use Dropbox much. I used to use it more until they changed things around too.
I'm checking OneDrive right now because, like I can't just keep it on because I do take a lot of photos and videos. Yeah. It's gonna eat it up. OneDrive.
Okay. He said the iPhone users. Now he's admitted, and you and Ted. All right, you're checking.
Like I have to worry about my Google Word docs. No, that 15 gigabytes I have left. It's just going to be just for Gmail and any attachments I send, and any Word docs I have to collaborate with people.
So what are you seeing on OneDrive?
Share my screen.
Okay. Oh.
Nothing attractive though.
That's not what I want to do. I want to share your screen. Oh, there it is. Okay. There it is. So this is what's on OneDrive.
I don't know why they set it up like this, or like the cheapest one is farther away. So basic 5 gigabytes, same as iCloud. $2 a month for 100 gigabytes. Oh God, it sucks. No, this is this is the plans for Microsoft 365 though. For $70 a year, which comes out to be $7 a month. $7 a month. You get 1 terabyte plus Skype. This is Microsoft 365. I just want OneDrive. Damn it. Oh, there it is. OneDrive.
Okay.
See plans and pricing. No, I guess they changed it. Shit.
So looking at this pricing, I think Google's got the better pricing.
How much email you got? I got loads of emails. I got emails from 2000.
I got emails from way back, not that far back, but pretty far back.
Yeah, no, crap.
I agree. I agree, Gary, that they do seem to have the better deal.
Yeah, it looks like they do have the better deal because once I get up to more, Microsoft is like, oh, but you get all this stuff, Microsoft 365 plus 1 terabyte. And how much is it? What does it start again for Google?
Are you going to make me go back?
No, I got it. Google One storage. Damn.
$10 per month for 2 terabytes. I don't see how you're going to beat that.
$6.99 for 1 terabyte.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, they didn't put that in the article. Okay. So either way, that's the better deal, right?
I don't know. I don't know. I would aim more for. I'll just pay the $6.99 for OneDrive and just get the PowerPoint, Word, and Excel perks, and then at least I have 1 terabyte just to save the photos and to share them if needed. Or for $10 a month. Oh my gosh, what's this? OneDrive premium features. You get 6 terabytes.
For $100 a month.
No, for $10 a month. $100 a year. Or $10 a month.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So for $10, you get 2 terabytes.
Same as
For
same
$10
as
a month, you get 6 terabytes. But then they put this thing like, 1 gigabyte, 1 terabyte per person. So I think you can share. Oh, no. I get it now. It's a family plan. So if you get the family plan. But still, like, I could be like, I'm my own family, me, myself, and I. And I'll just, create.
Okay.
So for $10 a month, I don't know, maybe OneDrive. OneDrive is looking more attractive, to be honest. This 3% cashback in Google Store, I don't shop with you like that in Google. VPNs for Android phones. I think that comes with Google Fi, though, doesn't it? Or is that
I never used Google Fi. I don't know.
Let's
hey,
check
Crystal,
Dropbox.
glad to see you here.
Hi, Crystal. What's up?
We're arguing about Google Photos when they start charging next week. And Ted is looking up OneDrive storage by comparing the prices.
Since Gary wants to be like, get Dropbox.
Hey TJ, glad to have you here, brother.
Entire generations of people have relied on Google Photos. And Google has been using the data that we give to Google Photos.
Of course they do. And that's what pisses you off the most, it seems like.
Yeah, because even though we're going to start paying, I bet you they're still going to start using. They're still going to use the.
Of course, they're going to keep using it. They're not crazy.
Okay, so
Crystal says she's so sad about it. But keep in mind, Crystal, unless you hit 15 gigabytes a month, you're still good. It's only when you go over 15 gigabytes a month that you have to start.
Bear in mind, Crystal, if you go over 15 gigabytes a month, you won't be able to receive emails anymore. No more emails because that'll take up your storage too. You can't make any more Word documents, no sheets, nothing else. But especially no emails. It's all going to be in one thing, which, no. For the people that like photos, if you're a Pixel user, God bless you if you use a Pixel 6. I don't know what you're going to do. Like, it's one of the best things about a Pixel, and you're going to pay for it.
That's true. Gary's saying they warn you ahead of time. Gary's defending them tooth and nail,
Gary, you fine. Ooh. Google's looking at you in a corner. So, all right. So for Dropbox, I'm sharing the screen, George.
Okay. I'm getting there. Okay.
Dropbox is so miserly. 2 gigabytes, and then up to 3 devices. Dropbox for $10 a month. That's where it starts at. You get 2 terabytes.
So that's the same as the other 2.
And 30-day account recovery with Dropbox Rewind. Although Dropbox's syncing is very good when I last remembered it. What is this? Share link controls. Look at all this. Enables HIPAA compliance. What?
I don't
can't
need
get
all of that. Let's get the government involved. Come on now.
viewer history. They don't let you. Okay, so so really what Dropbox wants you to use them for is for business.
That's what it looks. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And I'm thinking when they made the changes, what, 2 years ago? That's what it was all about.
I think it was longer than that. Like Dropbox, when Google Photos said they were going to give their service for free, Dropbox had to change and adapt. They're like, oh boy.
Yeah, it just seems to me the big changes when I stopped using Dropbox was either 2 or 3 years ago.
And 30. Hold on. And 30
Okay.
minutes.
Am I keeping this shared screen up?
Yes. All right.
Okay.
So yeah, right now, for $10 a month, right now OneDrive is winning. If you can find a way to use that the storage for yourself, the 6 terabytes all for yourself.
Instead of family, you mean?
I am a family unto myself.
I could just say, I am family.
Comment on my sisters and me. All right, what else? There's
Eleanor. Hey, Eleanor popped in here.
hey
I thought you were
Eleanor.
thought you were going to the graduation dinner. Glad to see you here. And whoever doesn't know, Eleanor is out in Colorado for the granddaughter's graduation, which she did a lot of Facebook Live up today. So I got to see a lot of it while I was working.
The hell is this? When you sign up for iCloud, you could upgrade your. I don't know why they're storing it like this. What? Apple, can you please lay out your storage pricing in a sensible manner? What the hell?
Yeah, Eleanor, here's a message to you from Brian, which is very nice.
Okay, let me. OneDrive, what's Gary saying? OneDrive plus Samsung device equals success.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
I'm sure Bill Gates thinks that too.
Bill Gates is no longer on the board.
But he still receives the money.
And you can count on that. Yeah, they I think they wanted him off the board because he's starting to get a bad rep, and he's starting to get a bad rep worldwide.
Everyone gets 5 gigabytes of free iCloud. For what again? What's he getting the bad rep for?
A few things.
Like, show me about the
For
pricing.
one, being such good friends with Epstein, which is why most people think which is why a lot of people say she divorced him, but I don't buy that either.
Yeah, I don't buy that. There we go. Finally, jeez.
Okay, there you go. Now
All
this
the way at
is
the bottom.
Apple's, right? This
This
is
is
Apple's.
iCloud.
Okay.
So free for 5 gigabytes. Hold on, let me see. I forgot to check this. Does iCloud take does it use your mail storage? Let me check.
No, I don't believe so. No, I'm pretty sure they don't.
Okay, so they don't count towards your email. Okay. So
Yeah.
so
I think
for
they keep
Apple email,
completely separate.
it's unlimited. Okay. That's to their credit.
Yeah, I use iCloud a little bit, but I use the email a lot. Yeah.
But for Apple, for $10 a month, you get 2 terabytes.
Which is the same as the others.
No, OneDrive might be
same-
6 terabytes.
Google was $10 a month for 2 terabytes, and so was Dropbox or one of the other ones. Here's
Yes,
Gary
was
being
Dropbox.
Gary.
A lifetime of photos, videos, and everything else you might need and you can share it with up to 5 family members. Ideal for families to share.
And in your case, that family member is you. We get that.
And let's see. No, cancel. What is? Follow the steps. I'm trying to see if there's any iCloud storage that comes with Apple One though. All right, let me scroll all the way down. Let me see the pricing. Come on.
Oh, you. Oh, I thought I saw you pass it.
What does it cost? The individual plan is $14.95 per month. Okay, that's the original plan. But what does it include, though? Does it include any iCloud storage? Oh, yeah, 50 gigabytes of iCloud storage. Meh.
Okay.
And 30, if you want the 2 terabytes, you have to pay $30 a month for the Premiere.
No thanks.
But hold on, no, that doesn't sound too bad, though.
That sounds bad to me.
But no, it comes with Apple Music, TV Plus, Apple Arcade, 2 terabytes of the iCloud, News and Fitness, and you can share that with 5 other people, though.
Yeah. Yeah. You named 4 things that I don't use and probably never will.
So yeah, basically, if I'm going to be paying money for my storage now, it's either going to. It looks wow. I'm surprised to say it might be. No, hold on. iCloud won't really work well with an Android phone, will it? So.
No, that's true. That's very true.
Well, no, I'm bugging though. So.
I thought you were going with OneDrive.
Yeah, if I'm going. You know, I have Amazon Prime. I'll go with Amazon Prime. They give me unlimited photos backup.
And I have that on Amazon too. So, like TJ's got a comment here. What I'm noticing about the more storage for Google or Google Drive, they're not really giving you too much features for the money, or paying especially $100 a month. Yeah, I don't think that their idea was to give you particularly more, but I think their pricing is fair. No, I mean, in this, with the upcoming charging, I don't think they were looking to enhance you anything. I just think they're showing you that they're being fair about their pricing. And compared with the others, I think they are being fair. Gary's saying go Google One or OneDrive.
Google One or OneDrive.
And you seem to think OneDrive had the better deal. So
yeah, if you can use 6 terabytes for you, yourself, and that family.
But I agree with you. You know, as a Prime member, just like me, I think Amazon is the way to go. The way to stick with it.
Yeah, if you're looking for photo backups, definitely pay the year for Amazon Prime and just enjoy those benefits, and you'll keep your
all my photos go to both. That's all.
Yeah, mine were going to both, except for video. Video was just going to Google Photos, of course. That was the main way for videos.
Yeah, see, my videos go to both too. And as soon as I get them on the computer, I delete them from Google.
No. Huh? That's the. Ooh. But yeah, like during the Google I/O developer conference, they were talking about how they were improving Google Photos just in time for when they were charging you to use it.
That's true. That's true.
Extra member benefits. Like, I don't know what that means. What's the member benefits? In this place, usually what that meant was they give you perks on hotels, which was kind of useless, pointless. Like, I didn't really see any perks when they were offering that. Access to Google experts. I don't really see much that, entices me to pay with Google.
Yeah, I don't see any real enticement. I just think
10% back in the Google store. Like, you need.
Yeah, I don't need any 10% for the Google store since I buy all my movies with my Google Rewards money, and I have over $100 there right now. So.
Let's look. Gary's being analytical for once. Google's doing 2 things: getting people to get Google One, or get them to buy. Did he not? Gary, were you not listening? Pixels are. Oh, you mean he's getting the? No, it's not going to work, Gary. Once Google brings in a new Pixel, they stop selling the other ones. So that means they're going to have to be. People are going to be buying the old ones from somewhere else.
That's true. Well, didn't they keep selling they kept selling the Pixel 3a for a while after No, but you're right. When the 4A came out, that's when the Pixel 3A stopped.
Let's see what they're saying. Google Store. Google Store. Oh, you already took down my thing. You already took down the screen. I'll let you don't have to share it.
No, so yeah, as soon as you put it up there. Okay, here we go.
Google
I
Store
just on the
for
screen?
Google made devices and everything. So currently they're just selling a Pixel 5 and a Pixel 4a. What?
Right.
No, hold on. 4a 5G. That's all they're showing me.
Right.
Hold on. Okay, yeah. So yes, right now it's just a Pixel 5, 4a, 5G, and the 4a.
Right.
So yeah, once
Which
the
is
new,
what I would expect it.
because I heard there was a rumor though that the Pixel 5a was gonna have the 765 processors, which if that's true,
We've got a story for that later on.
if that's true, it makes no sense for the old phones to stick around them.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, yeah, we'll be getting to that story further down.
All right, let's skip the story. I don't care about Microsoft Build.
Okay. All right. Moving on. That was a good discussion, though.
It's always three phones.
All you guys took part. That made me feel good.
Yeah,
Really
yeah,
appreciate
Gary. It's always three phones, but these three phones will not give you the Google Photos perks for some reason. Like, geez, it's called a rumor.
Okay. Yeah, well, Pixel 5a stuff is still rumors, that's for sure. All right, coming on to the next story. I'm going to now you're going to read this one.
Yeah, I read that one.
All right. And this was, I figured we should at least acknowledge that Microsoft, is that flashing on your screen too?
Yep.
Okay, let me stop sharing. Let me try it again.
No,
That happened to you a few weeks ago, remember?
was it? I don't remember. Let's see what
Try
TJ.
again.
Instead of trying to get more storage from any of these websites, while you guys just buy a hard drive instead of wasting all kinds of money on storage.
Well, he's got a point there.
TJ does
But you
have a
said
point,
it-
actually. Yeah.
But you said in the beginning you didn't want to have to store it on the hard drive, didn't you? Didn't you say that when the conversation
No,
started?
I said that. No, I said that's what I'm going to have to do for the videos.
Okay.
Usually,
And I have one for my.
but
videos,
usually,
too.
like I do, like I always have like a hard drive storage for the photos.
Right.
It's just, and then it just backs up. So I have the storage. I have the files in two places: Google
Right.
Photos. Well, three places: the hard drive, Google Photos, and Amazon Prime Photos.
Yes, yeah, I have them on Amazon Prime and Google. When I feel like it, I back them up to hard drive.
So yeah, I think after this, I'm gonna after June 1st, I'm gonna look up network access storage and probably get Plex so I can just sync it myself.
Okay.
And then I can just get,
Brian uses a thumb drive. So.
That's how he offloads it from his phone.
Right.
But yeah,
All right.
as a
We're on
photographer, what I will end up doing is getting a network access storage by 4 terabytes or 6 terabytes, syncing with Plex, and then backing all that up with I think Backblaze. That's what photographers usually do. Backblaze. It's like it's a hard drive backup service.
Oh, okay. All right. Whenever you're ready, moving on to once again, this is Digital Trends.
I should have read the first story. I don't know anything. I cannot listen. All right, let's go. Come on. There we go. Everything Microsoft announced at Build 2021 so far, Windows, Edge, and more. Arif Bachus, May 25th. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella kicked off the Build Developer Conference this year by focusing on how his company is empowering developers to do good in the world. This conference is about the role, the responsibility, and the opportunity of this community in shaping what comes next, Nadella said, highlighting some of the challenges that the past year has brought, including the ongoing global health pandemic, economic crisis, and climate change, and issues with racial justice and inequity. Not all of the big changes were announced during Nadella's keynote, however. Some of the juiciest updates were revealed through press releases and technical sessions. Here are some of the key highlights. Nadella teases big
changes from day one, by the way.
From the view of the average person, Windows is at the heart of what Microsoft does. Build will never be a consumer-focused event, but that didn't stop Nadella from teasing some big changes to Windows 10 coming in the future. Soon we will share one of the most significant updates to Windows of the past decade to unlock greater economic opportunity for developers and creators. I've been self-hosting it over the past several months, and I'm incredibly excited about the next generation of Windows. Our promise to you is this: we will create more opportunities for every Windows developer today and welcome every creator who is looking for innovative new open platform to build and distribute and monetize applications. We look forward to sharing more very soon. We already know a visual overhaul is coming to Windows 10 later this year in the Sun Valley update, but it sounds there's a much larger plan in the works for Windows 10. Ooh, okay, this is interesting. Now, Windows 10 on ARM.
Yep.
It wasn't addressed in the opening keynote, but Microsoft has announced increased support for Windows 10 on ARM across all opportunities.
We've got that story coming up later, too.
I've highlighted today Windows is implicit. During his keynote, he said that it's never been more important. Windows 10 is used by more than 1.3 billion people to work, learn, connect, and play. And all it starts is with Windows as a dev box. It all starts with Windows as a dev box. Though he didn't provide any details about the developer box, during Microsoft Short's 30-minute presentation, Microsoft had separately announced that it will be making a big push with Windows on ARM this year. With the help of Qualcomm, ahead of Nadella's keynote, the company unveiled the Snapdragon Developer Kit. Let me just click on that, click on the side, which resembles Apple's Mac Mini Developer Kit announced last summer at the company's developer conference. Microsoft Developer Box will help developers port their apps to the ARM-based PC platform, and it will be available at the Microsoft Store this summer. Pricing and additional are not yet available. In addition to the developer kit, there are existing Windows PCs on ARM, like Microsoft's own Surface Pro X. It's not quite as monumental as Apple's move to its own M1 Silicon, but it does feel like Microsoft is finally getting serious about supporting ARM PCs. Updates to Team and Outlook. As more companies switch to remote work during the pandemic, Microsoft has announced big changes to Teams and Outlook to help organizations adapt. That's why we build Teams as that organizing layer for all the ways people work, play, and collaborate. Noting that Teams now counts more than 145 daily users, almost double that a year ago. It's the only solution that brings together meeting, calls, chat, document collaboration, workflow, and workflow in a single integrated user experience, and enables you to bring collaboration to the forefront of app design. No doubt, Teams has seen incredible growth in the past year, but what's ahead, according to Nadella, is a new category of cross-device collaboration applications, comparing it to Win32 as a new era for app development. As an example of how this works, a use case with the partner ServiceNow was shown on stage. ServiceNow had built a collaborative app for incident response using Teams as the UI, the Microsoft Graph to connect to the appropriate team with the organization, and a bot to alert them to join a conference call on Teams when needed. And they're going even further, adding fluid components of Teams and Office, helping you to integrate your apps at critical endpoints. When you step back, it's clear that as every company becomes a digital company, the largest developer opportunity is building industry-specific businesses processes like system-as-a-service applications. Let me just skip through some of this. Let's see. If you can build web apps, you can build extensions into team chats, channels, and meetings. You can build once, run, and deploy anywhere. Third-party apps for Teams will be able to run on Windows, the Mac, web, Linux, and mobile platforms. Let's see. Okay, let's get down to the metaverse and the state of technology. And my theme for there we go. Nadella also offers some insight on how technology will become more important as the world, both as a solution to solving the world's most challenging problems and as a percentage of GDP or gross domestic product. Just think about the world in 2030. Tech as a percentage of the total GDP will double from 5% to 10%, but the most notable thing is what happened to the other 90%. Nadella highlighted that the tech hires at non-tech firms are outpacing traditional jobs as companies try to leverage technology to stay more productive. Okay. Microsoft provided an example by highlighting how Anheuser-Busch InBev is using a broad portfolio of technologies to bottle beverages and minimize downtime in its factories. The company
At
has
least it explains what InBev is.
Has used our middleware stack to track every bottle from the wheat field through the manufacturing and distribution process. They have created a complete digital twin of their breweries and supply chain. The digital twin is synchronized with their physical brewery. It understands these complex relationships between equipment and natural ingredients. It enables brewmasters to make adjustments based on the dynamic conditions. It maintains uptime on machines required during the packaging process. It tracks the entire supply chain to reduce emissions. They even use mixed reality with their digital twin for remote assistance. That sounded incredible. Next, skip down to Microsoft Edge 91, updates rollout.
Okay.
Microsoft also announced updates to its Edge browser that will improve performance and help with battery life. Sleeping tabs and a startup boost are the two new features that were unveiled at Build but not included in Nadella's keynote. The company claims that sleeping tabs could help save memory use by 82%. Ooh. Both features are rolling out on version 91. Well, isn't it the same as hibernating a tab?
It sounds like it, but 82% is a big claim, in my opinion.
These features have been previously announced, but will be in the hands of real users by the first time this week. Let's see. So, technology transformation. Even though Microsoft talked about its efforts to bring new features to Azure across the development stack, the company also used a sizable portion of its rather short keynote to detail how it can help developers leverage technology for good. Responsible AI, solving the world's greatest challenges, and trust were mentioned throughout Nadella's presentation. Microsoft is clearly setting itself as a platform for good after rival Google had vacated its do no evil motto in recent years.
I think that's a good point.
We still need trust by design. The design and development process itself must prioritize privacy, cybersecurity, digital safety, and responsible AI across everything we do. No one will want technology that rapidly scales but breaks the world around us. Nadella highlighted the technological and societal shifts that are creating new opportunities for developers, and Build is about developers. We will empower you to seize these opportunities and build what comes next. That's the core of our mission.
Yeah.
And let's take a look at this developer kit on ARM. The forefront of these plans is a Snapdragon developer kit, an affordable Windows ARM PC, similar to the Apple's developer transition kit, which was a special Mac mini model for developers with the M1 chip inside. The Snapdragon developer kit is a small desktop PC. The PC is a reference device based on the Qualcomm Snapdragon 7C, guys. Ooh.
Okay, I don't know where you are.
It's a different article, George. You want me to share it?
Go ahead.
Okay, it's up for you to share.
Oh, Brittany. Welcome, Brittany, and thank you very much for the money. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, Brittany.
It's the first time I remember Brittany being in here, and I'm very happy she's here. Thank you very much.
Sounds like she's always been listening, always posting great content. It's the first time I've seen you, though.
Well, she sees me post on Facebook.
Thanks again, Brittany. Okay, so inside is a Snapdragon 7C compute platform. Microsoft hopes it can lower the barrier for developers to port their new Android apps on Windows apps to support ARM on devices like the Surface Pro X, and has a program that aims to support Teams, the Edge browser, and Visual Studio on ARM-based devices. In a related note, Qualcomm has also announced the Snapdragon 7C Gen 2 compute platform. This is an upgraded entry-level chip for ARM devices, comprises enhanced camera, audio capabilities, integrated LTE connectivity, AI acceleration, enterprise-grade security features, and up to 19 hours battery life. And I'm just looking at the... Uh-huh. Yeah, looking at it. Always on. Yeah. All right, next story.
Okay.
So Windows is about to get interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Seems like they're try to do a little competing with people. Okay, let me see if there's any other. Oh, Renz is back in here, and Renz.
Hey, Renz.
Ted did. He did see the sponsor today. Okay, even more the even more the sponsor shirt. Okay. All right, now next one up. This one is kind of an interesting story. Everybody was talking about it online. I'm going to share, but I also think it's not as big a deal as Amazon wants you to think it is. Anyway, this one is on CNET, and of course, I'm sure you all heard about it. Amazon buys MGM, setting up Prime Video.
TJ.
Oh, let's see, TJ. I'm noticing the last 10 years, Android was always based off Linux. Right. Now, a lot of these Android manufacturers are going to their own silicon. They're slowly getting away from Linux kernels, and that's true. One by one, they seem to be getting away from Linux.
Yeah, good point, TJ.
Okay. Amazon buys MGM, setting up Prime Video for James Bond Rocky to move in. Now, to me, that's a little misleading, but you'll see why later in the article. Amazon scored an iconic studio from Hollywood's golden age with its $8.45 billion deal, but streaming all those MGM movies and shows on Prime Video, it's a complicated, boy, that's an understatement. Amazon struck an $8.45 billion deal Wednesday to buy MGM, the iconic Hollywood studio known for releasing movies in the James Bond and Rocky franchises. The deal sets a course to amp up Amazon Prime Video with new programming mined from MGM's long history and to bolster Amazon's existing original production on Amazon Studios. And I think of all the people making TV content right now, I think Amazon Studios has them all beat, just my opinion. MGM's beloved film and TV franchises, Amazon said, are a gold mine it can dig into as it looks to create new programming. Think reboot, sequel, spin-off, and more new interpretations. The real financial value behind this deal is the treasure trove of IP and the deep catalog that we plan to reimagine and develop together with MGM's talented team. Mike Hopkins, Amazon Senior VP of Prime Video and Amazon Studios, said in the release, referring to intellectual property. It's very exciting and provides so many opportunities for high-quality storytelling. And maybe, we'll see. The deal, I'm getting too many ads. Okay. The deal is the biggest for Amazon since its $13.7 billion acquisition of the Whole Foods chain in 2017. Beyond films, MGM operates a TV studio that makes shows such as A Handmaid's Tale on Hulu and Fargo on FX. It's common for studios to make programming for other streaming services and networks they don't own. MGM also runs Epix, that I didn't know, a cable TV network and app. MGM has been up for sale for months, and multiple outlets earlier reported progress in negotiations that eventually resulted in Amazon and MGM consummating a deal. But this is where it gets interesting. Thanks to the Byzantine nature of video licensing and ownership, Amazon's purchase of MGM may not necessarily mean new MGM movies will come straight to Amazon Prime Video exclusively. Nor does it mean that Prime Video is automatically going to get a huge influx of all the classics you associate with MGM's Roaring Lion intro. Amazon said Wednesday it didn't have any comment about MGM's library of content or access to it on Prime Video or anybody else. Yeah, because they haven't worked out any contracts for that yet. Yeah, this is the interesting part to me. Take the James Bond film franchise. MGM helps produce James Bond movies, including No Time to Die, the next installment set to hit theaters October 8th. But creative control, now dig this, creative control of Bond films resides in a small production company unrelated to MGM called Eon Productions. The people calling the shots are essentially the Bacoli family, a sister and brother whose father passed down creative control over the franchise. That company makes the big decisions, like when should the next Bond film come out, who will be the new Bond, whether Bond should get a TV series. So I don't think they're going to be able to show any of this stuff until they make a deal with this company, or at least any of the Bond films. MGM's new films also have a licensing arrangement with Viacom CBS's Paramount Plus, which is set to stream films like No Time to Die, House of Gucci, and Creed 3, after their full theatrical releases and a window of time when they're exclusive to Epix. The terms of MGM's licensing deal with Paramount Plus aren't publicly known, including whether Paramount Plus gets any exclusivity over the streaming availability of movies. It's also unclear what would happen to Epix's exclusive domain over streaming some new MGM movies first, if Amazon, say, reinvented Epix as a part of Prime Video. Paramount Plus didn't respond to messages seeking a comment on streaming this. You see why I said this is kind of messy, because it's not clear what they're going to be allowed to show. I think these people have a lot of contracts to work out.
Yep.
And you definitely shouldn't expect Amazon Prime Video to get those classic films MGM made back in the heyday of the Hollywood studio system. Think The Wizard of Oz and Singing in the Rain. Yeah, those are serious classics. These movies stream over at HBO Max now because the service's parent company, Warner Media, has owned them for years. Amazon would have to bring Warner Media to the negotiating table if it wanted to claw them back. See, that's exactly what I said. I think they made this deal to make some noise, but they don't have anything worked out, in my opinion. Amazon News comes as a stream video has never been more popular, and the competition never more fierce. In the last year, a parade of media giants and tech heavyweights have launched their own rivals to Amazon Prime Video and Netflix, with services like Apple TV Plus, Disney Plus, HBO Max, and Peacock rolling out. The so-called streaming wars affect how many services you must see and often pay for to watch your favorite shows and movies online. But intensifying competition in streaming has also triggered a wave of consolidation among media companies. Disney bought Fox, Viacom and CBS merged, AT&T bought Time Warner, and then struck a deal last week to sell it off as Warner Media to Discovery. That's right. MGM was one of the few smaller media properties left, as the competitive advantage in the industry solidifies around being a giant or part of a giant in order to survive. MGM's takeover is still subject to regular approval, blah, blah, blah. So, they make kind of a big deal about this, but I think they have an awful lot of sitting down and working out contracts with people before they can really make any noise with this. But my favorite TV that I watch for TV shows is Amazon Prime. I think they make great shows. I just started another new one last night. So,
which one?
I knew you were going to ask that, and of course I've forgotten the name. It's got Tom Hanks in it. Tom Hanks
is series?
Yeah. Or is it a movie? Might be a movie.
Is it a series? Okay. What series?
No, I think it's a movie.
Ah.
And Tom Hanks is like Sundar Pichai, basically. Same kind of part.
Tom Hanks is Sundar Pichai?
He's the same kind of role.
You're saying Tom Hanks puts on brown face? Ooh.
No, Tom Hanks is trying to take over the world, basically. At least that's what it looks like. I'm early in the show, so we'll see.
So it's a show.
I think it's a movie. I happened to catch it. I kept looking for next episode, and I'm like, oh, this must be a movie. So I think it's a movie. Anyway, I think Amazon Prime makes great TV shows, and I think they produce some pretty good stuff. Just my opinion, of course. What else is in here?
There's some gold and stuff.
So Amazon got MGM for nothing. Well, if you consider that kind of money nothing, but to them it's probably nothing.
It sounds like it's nothing. It's a whole lot of nothing at the moment.
Brian says everyone want proprietary systems to lock people, in my opinion. I think that's probably true. That's
Yeah, I'm not
what it's
seeing
all
anything.
about, locking people in.
Pacific season.
No. Oh, let me go look up the show if you're so determined. I mean, the name. I gotta go find my Prime. There's my Prime Video.
News of the world.
Nope. If you say it, I'll recognize it.
It's not pandemic. Band of Brothers.
You're gonna hold my feet to the fire on this, aren't you? It stars a girl, a lady, very young. See, I'm not gonna find it on the phone because I watch everything on my 4K TV.
It would still show you on your Prime account though. What you're recently watching.
Well, that's what I'm looking for. What? Oh.
I mean, Prime does have some good stuff. I saw Invincible. I think that was the last thing. I saw them. Amazon Prime, fantastic horror show. Then was Invincible, another fantastic one, and of course, always The Expanse.
Did you ever see Bosch? That was a great show. That was a great show. There's like 6 seasons, I think.
Bosch has been going. There was a great one, Hand of God, with that old guy. And I think they canceled it after the 2nd season. That was unfortunate because it was really good. It was after the 3rd season. And then Goliath.
Yeah. And 2 other shows. Oh, Goliath was awesome. I was impressed. Yep. I watched all of that. That was an awesome show. And then there was The Feed. I thought The Feed was an awesome show.
Yeah, something about Amazon. They know how to cast good white men in good stories.
And the Man in the High Castle. That was a terrific show.
Yep, that was a good one too.
Yep. So I just think they make excellent content. All right. Moving on. Next story.
So the new James Bond is coming out October 8th. That's the
October, yeah.
All right, that's to theaters, I take it. Okay, that's the important thing.
Yeah, but keep in mind that article said that they haven't worked out how quickly it's going to go from theaters to streaming. So who knows? But yeah, it should be in theaters first, but it might be streaming quick. Who knows?
What's another movie? Oh yeah, the Quiet Place 2. I think I'm gonna be watching that this weekend.
Okay.
In theaters, and then obviously Dune. I don't know if I'm gonna watch Dune on HBO. I'm gonna watch it on HBO Max. I don't need to go to the theaters for that.
Dune. I don't know why. I mean, I watched the one that was out years ago, but it just never got to. It never seemed for me anyway.
And then Dune. I think I think that's it in terms of the movie watching plans. You know what? I wish the Prime Video had spent that $1 billion on. If they just made a YouTube competitor, that would have been clutch.
I agree. I would agree. Yeah.
But no, God forbid.
All right, I'm sharing screen. This one's for you.
This one's for me.
This one's for you, wherever you are. Okay, I couldn't resist that. Once I said this one's for you, you know me.
All right, and this one's on The Verge about Xiaomi. Why don't I get the whack stories? U.S. admits Xiaomi isn't a communist Chinese military party after all. Wow, that's a huge one. By Sam.
Well, we gave you the minor story last time, but now it's confirmed.
The U.S. has formally removed Xiaomi from its trading blacklist. The U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia issued a final order yesterday that vacated the DoD's designation of Xiaomi as a communist Chinese military company, which would have prohibited Americans from investing in the Chinese consumer tech giant. The company is grateful for the trust and support of its global users, partners, employees, and shareholder, a Xiaomi spokesperson says in a statement to The Verge. The company reiterates that it is an open, transparent, publicly traded, independently operated, and managed corporation. The company will continue to provide reliable consumer electronic products and services to users and relentlessly build amazing products with honest prices so that everyone in the world enjoy better life through innovative technology. The blacklisting was described as arbitrary and capricious. The issued the CCMC designation on January 14th in the final week of Trump. Xiaomi sued the government the following month and in March won a preliminary injunction blocking the designation, with the judge describing the blacklisting as arbitrary and capricious. Earlier this month, Xiaomi and the DoD announced that they'd come to an agreement to resolve the matter among themselves. Okay. While Xiaomi has managed to get out of this tangle with the U.S. government, the Biden administration hasn't given any indication that Trump's sanctions targeting Huawei will be lifted. Huawei's consumer division will be crippled by the resulting inability to do business with companies based in the U.S., but the company also makes network equipment that several politicians have accused of posing a national security threat. This week, founder and CEO Ren Zhengfei reportedly sent an internal memo to staff saying that Huawei should pivot to software as a way to get around U.S. sanctions.
Yeah, I find it interesting that ZTE has been able to get out from under the bans, and now Xiaomi has been able to get out from under the bans. But it seems like all these politicians, that they all don't trust Huawei at all.
Yep. There must be a smoke that I can't smell.
Well, yeah, but keep in mind, from the very beginning, the whole Huawei thing, it's always been both Republicans and Democrats. And that's the only company I know that they seem to kind of agree on.
And the FBI.
And the FBI, that's right. Yes, right. When we were in Vegas, the FBI were nailing them. That's one of the days we were there, remember?
Yep.
So, just glad to see Xiaomi is out from under. I'm sure I'll buy another Xiaomi phone at some point in the near future. Okay, next up. I noticed Android Central and some others are kind of making a big deal about the watch thing, so I figured I better get this story in there. All right, this one's on me, and this one's again on The Verge. And Google's new Samsung smartwatch partnership looks like a lot giving up. Third time might not be the charm. By Chaim Gartenberg. And then Google just started talking to me. Okay. Once again, Google is hitting the reset button, combining with Samsung's Tizen wearable operating system for a new wearable OS tentatively called Wear. The company is throwing in the towel on Wear OS. It's trying yet again, this time with Samsung's Tizen OS helping to fill the gaps that Google, for whatever reason, can't. It's theoretically good news for Android users interested in a decent smartwatch, but one that's damning of Google's lackluster efforts in the smartwatch space to date. I agree completely. In the years since Google first announced Wear OS, Android Wear, there's never been a truly good Android-powered smartwatch. Samsung's Tizen-powered watches have been the best option for years, but they're ultimately Samsung watches. They still work best with Samsung phones, and while they're good enough with other Android devices, there's the friction of extra helper apps that need to be installed to get them to work. A seamless experience it is not. But, as I've told you before, I trade every other day between my Apple Watch and my Samsung Watch 3. And right now, I've been using my Samsung Watch 3 with my Pixel 4a. Works beautifully. So I don't see that as much of a hassle at all. It's obvious why Google would want the benefits of battery life, app support, and performance that Samsung has cultivated over the past few years. But it's hard to understand why Google hasn't managed to build any of this itself. I agree. Google is the creator of Android, one of the quintessential software development companies of the modern era, the brains behind a common component for over 3 billion smartphones around the world. Its resources are practically limitless, and it's made some serious investments in smartwatch and wearables computing over the years. $40 million on some of Fossil's secret wearable technologies in 2019, and its recent $2.1 billion to buy Fitbit. That's not even counting the rest of Google's hardware team, which includes $1.1 billion for the HTC smartphone design group, that's right, and the existing Pixel hardware group. Yet, despite all that hardware, software, and engineering prowess, Google has utterly failed to get its smartwatch platform from being anything other than a curiosity. Part of that can be blamed on the poor silicon support. Qualcomm's Wear OS powering Snapdragon chips saw a years-long drought before last year's Snapdragon 4100 was launched, and exactly one Samsung 4100 watch has actually come out. That's true, because every time somebody brings up 4100, the 4100 for some other company's watches, they all say, no, we'll stick with the 30. So nobody seems to want to use it. Google software updates to Wear OS over the past year have been tiny, lackluster features, and there's still no Pixel-S reference device to show developers the platonic ideal, although that's not exactly for lack of trying. Google reportedly had a Pixel watch in the works at one point. Yeah, we keep hearing that, but axed the concept over fears of bringing down Google's burgeoning hardware ecosystem and software issues. The company also wisely chose not to attach its name to LG's lackluster watches in 2017 either, and the brand has largely languished in obscurity since. Pixel devices occupy an outsized place in the smartphone world because of what they represent. Google's pure, unadulterated vision for what Android could be, a place for other manufacturers of more popular phones to aspire to. The same could apply to watches if Google had any inclination to actually try. But for the past years, there's been no cohesive vision for what Wear OS should be. Google hasn't offered one. And by the looks of the recent Samsung partnership, it feels like it's choosing to punt on the issue entirely, handing off the business of imagining the future of Android wearables to one of its partners instead. Samsung used to offer an Android Wear watch until it jumped ship for its own Tizen platform. OnePlus recent smartwatch also skips Wear OS entirely. You have to have screwed up badly to get partners to forego the deep built-in integration and the wealth of apps on the Play Store, but Google has managed to accomplish it with Wear OS. Maybe the Tizen hybrid Wear will fix that. It's certainly a win for Samsung, the hero that gets to provide the essential backbone for Google's third act of wearables, while reaping the benefits of the massive Android developer community. And Google does get some big benefits here. There's one fewer competitor for its future smartwatch platform, something that there were already relatively few outside of Apple after Google bought Fitbit. And there's also the potential gaining Samsung semiconductor expertise for future smartwatch chips, which would certainly help with the Qualcomm issues that the company has had in the past. But Google hasn't shown yet that it'll handle the next phase of its wearables any better than the first two. And it's a concerning start that a company best known for leading on software innovation had to go and outsource its next wearable operating system to Samsung instead. Correction, the previous version of the story suggests that Samsung was the primary designer of Wear. The upcoming Wear operating system is a partnership based on Wear OS. So I think they made nothing but good points in that article. And yeah, I think Google's only going to benefit from partnering with Samsung, because I love my Samsung watch as much as I love my Apple Watch.
This came back from a search.
The Pixel 4a is determined to talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Oh, Renz, thank you as always, sir. Very, very good of you. Renz is loaded with work too. Okay. Renz must be pretty good at his job, because he seems to get dumped on whenever he gets to work every week. All right, moving on. Ted, are you preoccupied, or are you okay to take this one?
Yeah, actually, I'm just finished now. Sorry, there was a bit of just a little bit of Twitter drama that I just put my foot in.
Okay, so yeah, you'll do that. I won't do that. I pretty much stay out of all the drama, especially on Twitter. But you're younger and tougher than me, so. All right.
But thank you so much for the contribution, Renz. Much
And
appreciated.
as always. All right, sharing the
Good
screen.
to see you, buddy.
Renz, I hope they don't bury you too much at work
So
tonight.
next story, the Pixel 6.
Yeah, I just figured we needed to throw it in because we hadn't brought it up. We didn't bring it up last week. So whenever you're ready, this is on Pocket Lint.
So Google Pixel 6. I don't see any adverts. Oh my gosh, the adverts came in full force. Let me
Okay.
it was all loading. I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah, usually you do better on your side with adverts than I do. But
Yeah,
all right, whenever you're
let me
ready.
share it on mine. Share it on mine, please.
All right, let me stop here.
HP doesn't
All right.
pay us any money, so I don't know why we should share for them.
Okay. Well, I'm actually sharing mine off an Acer, but mine's a desktop. So you have it up there. Okay, okay. There you go. You're in control, sir.
Thanks, George. So Google 6 Pro. Oh, there's a 6 Pro now. Release
Yes,
date,
there
rumors,
is. Yes,
features, and
there's
specs.
two. Yeah.
By Britta O'Boyle, 28th of May. Look at it. It looks so interesting. Google knows how to have fun now. I count 1, 2, 3. Is that a fourth sensor? That must be a time of flight sensor. And then a flash.
That's on the Pro, but not the regular.
What? The
You'll
flash?
see that as you go down.
I don't think I've ever seen them go. Google's gone down that low before in terms of the bezels. Reminds me of a note.
Yeah.
Anyway, rumors surrounding the next Google phones have really picked up pace in the last few months. The company is said to be working on the Pixel 5a 5G, which itself has confirmed. It's I guess, does that mean there's going to be a 5a? I don't know why they have to broadcast the fact
They
that it has
pretty much
5G.
confirmed that there will be.
A 5a. Okay, so that means it's going to be Pixel phones. The 6 Pro, the 5a, and the 5G.
They haven't confirmed the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro yet, but they have confirmed that there will be a 5A.
Okay. So release date is likely to be October 2021, likely flagship. This thing is useless. Google typically reveals its Pixel device late of the year, design. It's not currently clear what Google will do in terms of price of the year, though. It wouldn't be surprising to see that Pixel 6 around the same price as the Pixel 5 and 6 and the 6 Pro to be more expensive. Let's see, the Pixel 5 was targeted at the mid-range price. The Pixel 4 and the 4 XL sat at the same price bracket as flagship smartphones. Design, the prominent horizontal camera housing, okay, what design am I reading about? The triple camera, punch-hole front camera, and bold color options. There's going to be bold color options? I only saw one color, white.
Well, this looks kind of bold, though. But I think I've read there's going to be two.
Several. And the pictures aren't loading for me. And this.
You can always go back to me if you want.
Do you see the pictures? The phone pictures?
Not yet.
Okay.
You want me to do the sharing?
There's a tweet that's from Tron. At front Tron, gimbal-like Steadicam, like we saw on the LG Wing. Bigger Samsung sensor. Ooh.
Yep.
Google custom neural processing unit and image sensor processor. Okay, better than the Pixel 5. It better be. Big improvements in video. Okay.
That would be good.
And then camera. Yeah, that'll be it. That's it, folks.
Right now, both Apple and Samsung are beating them in video.
Yeah. Apple, Samsung, OnePlus. OnePlus is beating them in video too.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree, Gary. That's not news. That's every year. It wasn't news at all. Feel dirty having read that.
Okay, let me get it. Okay. Let me see. It's Gary. Let's see. Well, Google is using their own silicone. So they say. We'll find out. Yeah, he said Android Authority said Sony sensor. So somebody's wrong. It's either a Samsung sensor or a Sony sensor. So we'll find out. And of course, Gary has his usual comment about OnePlus.
Well,
Nothing new
OnePlus is-
there.
OnePlus 9 and 9 Pro are good, though. They actually are.
Yeah, from everything I've seen about them, yeah, they may be. All right, moving on. Now here's my quick little story about the 5A. So I just threw this in just so we would all see it. Let me just share the screen. And on notebook check. And alleged Google Pixel 5a spec sheet suggests that it is a rebadged Pixel 4a 5G. A new leak tells us that Google's upcoming mid-ranger, the 5a, is little more than a Pixel 4a with a fresh coat of paint. Some of its key specs include a Snapdragon 765G chipset, a 6.2-inch FHD OLED screen, and 2 rear camera sensors. It's expected to retail at around $500. Here, I'm going to click on it to let you guys get a good look at it. Hopefully, yeah, it does look an awful lot like a 4A. So, anyway, that's supposedly what it's going to look like. So, Google I/O was host to many exciting announcements that showed off the Mountain Dew giant's AI and machine learning chops. Since it was a developer-centric conference, the likelihood of Google announcing any consumer hardware such as the Pixel 5a was low. One rumor in particular questioned the Pixel 5a's very existence. Thankfully, Google debunked it shortly after and asserted that the mid-ranger was due to be launched sometime in H2 2021. A new leak has now surfaced online which sheds light on several Pixel 5a specs. The information comes via Twitter leaker Stuff Listings, who claims that the upcoming Pixel smartphone will run a Qualcomm Snapdragon 765G. That's what you said, Ted, right?
Yep.
Chipset coupled with 128 gigabytes of storage. Other Pixel 5a specifications include a 6.2-inch FHD Plus OLED, a 12.2 megapixel primary sensor, a 16 megapixel ultra wide angle lens, and an 8 megapixel selfie camera. Google accidentally released some Pixel 5a images earlier, and the exit data on them suggested that one of its sensors is 12.2 megapixels, so they had that. He rounds things off by stating that its battery will support fast charging at 18 watts and that the Pixel 5a could retail at $500. It implies that the Pixel 5a is little more than a Pixel 4a 5G with a fresh coat of paint. There is enough evidence to suggest that the Pixel 5a will be similar to the Pixel 4a 5G. While the leaker has a decent track record for hardware leaks, we should treat this information with some skepticism. Google may have fallen asleep at the wheel last year when it decided to launch the flagship Pixel 5 with nearly identical hardware. It is unlikely that Google will attempt it a second time. Then again, it would also save Google the trouble of redesigning a phone from the ground up. That's true. It could then redirect the extra resources towards the Pixel 6 series development. They are, after all, tipped to run Google's in-house Whitechapel silicon. And here's his specs on Twitter he put out. And that's about it. So he thinks it's going
Why
to be.
don't they just keep, if that's the energy they're going to have, why don't they just keep the Pixel 5 and just discount it?
Well, I think they're trying to, well, keep in mind, we went 3A, 4A, 5A. I think they feel like they've got to keep the history alive. That's my guess. Now, of course, that's going to put me in a bind because I always buy the A. I bought the 3A, I bought the 4A.
If it's going to have the same processor, same camera, they might as well
I'm
just
probably
pick
going
the
to skip
Pixel
it
5.
because, I don't want to spend the money. Normally, I don't spend the money on the regular one. I wait for the A. But if the 6 Plus is going to be something special and it's going to cost me $1,000, I'll probably just skip the 5A and wait for that.
It doesn't make any sense. I guess they're not going to sell the Pixel 5 anymore, so on their store, it'll make sense. But you might as well just
Yeah,
try to find a Pixel 5 used or around the $500 price, or pay $50 more if you want to get the better display for the smooth motion. But no,
See, if I were going to do something like that, I'd probably just buy a Pixel 4a 5G.
or they just buy just keep the Pixel 5 and just discount it.
I don't know. Anyway, the 6 Pro does have me kind of excited. So I just thought that was, and it is different looking. You got to give them that. So let's see. Let's see. I'm going to the comments. Gary said.
This is literally Gary.
Pixel Android 10. Okay. Gary says it's nothing but clickbait, and he kind of agrees with you. At that point, you really don't need a 5A. Yep. And then he just says rumors, of course, which is true. What are you looking up? You're looking up something.
I'm just showing what Gary's doing.
Oh, okay.
Google.
Yeah, and then Gary, Google always has your money. That's for sure.
You gotta go. Gary's just closing his eyes to all this. Like, no, it's not true. No.
Okay. All right. Next story.
I don't know what's gonna have my money at this point.
Yeah,
Sony
I'm
is
thinking-
taking their time on this Xperia 1 Mark III. It's driving me crazy.
Are you still working on that, huh? Okay. I said you were going to get one.
Apparently, China's getting. Apparently, China already has pre-orders, and they're due to get the phone on the 1st of June.
Oh, really?
China.
Okay.
What the heck?
Oh, right.
I thought Japan and us had a special relationship.
China's a lot closer to Japan than we are, and China has a lot more people to buy phones than we do. And how many people in China are going to be able to afford that phone? I mean, come on now. They can't sell
if they buy the iPhones, which cost even more than when they sell here, I would expect quite a few.
Okay. Anyway, we're still looking forward to when you have.
It's not exactly like, Huawei flagship phones are cheap either.
Yeah, but they don't cost. Okay, well, yeah. Outside of the Huawei folding phone, they're a lot cheaper than what Sony's come up with. No.
No, there's also the Huawei P series and the Huawei Mate series. Those are
the P40 and the Mate 40.
Yeah, the P series and those are the two lines that cost 4 figures. It's the same price.
Okay. Anyway, I hope for you that it comes out here soon. All right, on to the next story. This one's yours. Okay.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Exactly. I threw this in simply because these other platforms are trying to start up, and at least they got some money from somebody. So I thought it was interesting enough to put up as a story. So all yours.
Right-wing favored video platform Rumble secures investment from J.D. Vance and Peter Thiel. Oh my gosh, Peter. By Josh Scott. Toronto-based video sharing platform Rumble has raised new funding in a round led by J.D. Vance's Naira Capital and Peter Thiel, as well as Colt Ventures. The startup did not disclose the amount. Fresh financing from this group of prominent conservative investors comes as Rumble, which has positioned itself as an alternative to YouTube, has seen growing demand for its platform in recent months. The startup plans to use capital to launch new cloud services and expand its existing video platform by bolstering its video infrastructure and building out its server capacity. According to the Wall Street Journal, which was the first to report the funding, the investment values Rumble at around $500 million. As part of the round, this should have been Amazon, man. Come on. The investment is evidence that the market really desires competition and freedom of choice. That's probably why Amazon did it. It was like, freedom of choice? These funds will help us launch our new cloud services, enhance our video platform, and help create the rails for a new economy that is desperately needed. That probably means that they're probably not going to use Amazon Web Services.
Yeah, I wouldn't think they would. They'd be crazy to, I think.
Founded in 2013, Rumble is a Canadian tech startup focused on helping creators manage, distribute, and monetize video content. According to Rumble, the startup was built on the belief that small creators should be given equal opportunity to freely express themselves, reach their followers, and be provided the same access to tools that are available to larger creators. The company said that over the past year, its monthly viewership has skyrocketed, growing from 1.6 million users to 31 million per month in the first quarter of 2021, an increase of more than 1,800%. According to the journal, this surge has been driven by right-wing users. Oh my. Rumble said its plans to use the new funding is to build on this growth as it looks to address market demand for new alternatives to incumbent platforms like YouTube. The startup sued Google back in January, alleging Google diverted traffic away from Rumble to YouTube, which Google owns. They would do something like that, wouldn't they? In speaking with the journal, Pavlovsky called the investment a major play against big tech. Narya Capital is a sincerity-based VC firm co-founded by J.D. Vance, author of Hillbilly Elegy, while Colt Ventures is led by Darren Blayton, former advisor to Donald Trump.
Yeah. Anyway, I guess I think it's good that there's opposites out there. Just interesting.
More options.
But it's funny that they didn't disclose how much it was, though. So I figure it can't be that much.
I'm trying to go on their site, though, but I'm not getting it. Rumble Viral, featuring over 1,500 exclusive video clips. Hold on, I'm sharing the screen, George. Why don't you share it?
Okay. Go ahead.
So this is the Rumble site. I guess it's their corporate site.
Rumble.com. Yeah, I've never been on Rumble, so I don't know.
I just discovered it tonight. This article.
I've heard of it, but I've never gone on it so far.
Rumble is our flagship brand. Provides video creators a way to host, distribute, create OTT. What's that? OTT feeds, over-the-air feeds, and monetize their content. One of the things Rumble does best is providing audience that generate audio. Bro, I will go if I can monetize right now. Forget YouTube. I'll go on Rumble. If the cost to admission is just a MAGA hat, I
cannot see you in a MAGA hat. I'm sorry.
Let's see. Featuring over 15
I wear cowboy hats.
Focusing on gaming. Enough of all that. Let's go see what this thing is about. Pilot makes incredible landing. This looks ugly as hell. This looks like it's an MSN news feed.
All right, well, it kind of does, but you're comparing a startup with YouTube. I mean, come on, be a little fair.
No.
Look at this. They got the Dan Bongino show. Oh, that's heavy duty, right wing.
Where?
Down bottom right.
Oh.
And his show on the radio just took Rush's time slot last week.
Battle, leadership, entertainment, sports. I'm not really seeing something from creators though. Okay, let's see. Featured channels: Elise Stefanik, Donald Trump Jr.
Well, I wouldn't exactly call him the creator though.
I mean, I'm assuming it's his channel,
yeah, I'm sure it's his channel. I'm just saying he must have people doing the creating for him. I'm sure.
I gotta see.
Yeah, I think you should look for real creators like you and me.
Okay. How to survive.
Okay, that's more like it. Yeah, let's have some people that nobody's heard of and give them a shot. That's what the article said they were going to do.
Ooh, look at this. So this guy, How to Survive a Bridge Collapse, 242 views, 70 rumbles. I do not know what that means.
I don't know what a rumble is either.
He's earned 10 cents. Oh.
Okay.
Okay, I thought it would tell me he has 31,000 subscribers.
Not bad. Not bad.
Let's see. Prager you, heck no. Holly Scoop, the Devin Nunez. These are local TV.
Yeah, well, I know.
Trending. Let's go see
Prager is.
trending. If
Okay.
Biden crime family is ever prosecuted, this video of Joe will be used in court. But with a title like that,
So
I have
this
to
is the
respect
stuff you definitely would not see on YouTube. That's for sure.
it. Is this an ad? Oh my! Is that a 12-minute ad?
You're kidding?
Oh,
Is
I
it
can
12
skip.
minutes?
Oh, I can skip it. Thank God.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, it's 12 minutes. Whew.
Wow.
I can't hear anything.
All right. So these are your typical right-wing opposite view kind of thing, which I can see where they couldn't get on YouTube. So I can see them being here. I just hope they really do give smaller creators a chance, and not just this kind of stuff.
The Dan Bongino, I'm not finding like. Thing is though, like if I were to see a smaller creator, like an everyday run-of-the-mill creator, would I reckon? I think I might know the conservative twins. What do they count? Conservative twins, formerly the Hodgkin twins.
Oh, the Hodgkin tree. I know them. Okay.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, I bet you
think-
they're here.
Nope, they're not here. Well, I'm not seeing their channel. That's their
I'm
video, but
surprised.
this is owned by the OAN. This is by John Olive Clark. Well, they're not here. Ooh, Louder with Crowder. Ugh, did he come here?
Try typing in the Hodgkin twins.
Hodge. Why would they change their name? Why would they go by what they changed it to the conservative? Because why would they change it back to go on this thing that's more conservative?
I don't know.
I probably spelled the last name wrong. Let's see. Did Steven Crowder come here?
I don't know how to spell their name.
Oh, yep.
Oh, they
Steven Crowder came. Let's see. 124,000 subscriptions. Newest post, May 27th. What the hell is a Rumble? We got X amount of
Yeah, I
Rumble.
have no idea. The only Rumble I know is Rumble in the Bronx.
Well, this requires further
Investigation.
investigation, guys.
Okay.
We'll let you guys know. Meantime, we'll just go to the
when
next
we
story.
find something out. Anyway, I just thought it was interesting that they got some money and people come. All right, now I put this next
Nope,
last
let's
story.
go. Gary got some good one.
Oh,
January
well,
1,
let's see.
2, 3, 4, 7, 8, because the 6 never happened.
Oh, okay.
That's the gold star. Gold star. Cost of admission is having less than 10 teeth.
I'm very close to cost of admission then.
January 1. Okay, I think this one is yours, George.
Yeah, this one I put in purely out of selfish reasons. And of course, all of you who know me and know what an exercise fanatic I am will probably
George.
What?
No, George.
What do you
Nice
mean,
try,
no?
George. That's not the story to come up. Microsoft embracing ARM-based architecture. You tried it.
I didn't put that up. I'm putting up the old. Oh, the ARM base. You're right. I got the wrong story. All right. Wait a minute.
You want me to take that one?
No, yeah, you take that one, please.
Okay.
I skipped right over it. Sorry. Hey, I'm old, I'm supposed to make mistakes.
Hold on, I'll be with you.
All right, let me share it. Okay. All right, there it is. All right, all yours whenever you're ready. Sounds like you're away from your desk, though.
Nope.
It's up there. I totally
Come on,
missed
there we
it.
go.
I told you earlier we had
Also
the
by
story.
Digital Trends.
Yep.
by Arif Bacchus.
Bacchus.
Hold on.
Bacchus
This
is how you
is
say that.
Bacchus. Actually, no, this is what I was reading actually when I clicked on it. Oh, my bad. Yeah, I actually read this. I actually read this story. Yeah, I already read this one right after the Microsoft build. But let me give out
No,
some
no,
more
no,
points.
no, no, no. No, we haven't read this one tonight. This is a separate story.
No, well, it was a story I was reading remember when I kept talking after the article was done for the Microsoft build?
Oh, okay, yeah, but we didn't read it to the audience, so we still should.
I did. You just didn't have it up.
Oh, that was the one that I said I didn't know where you were.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
all right, then we don't.
Well, I didn't read this
All right,
part
so
though.
we've already
Typically,
make up your
developers
mind.
I was just reading one paragraph that I didn't cover in the last one. Typically, developers
Okay.
who want to code for Windows 10 on ARM would have needed to purchase a Snapdragon PC like the Surface Pro X, the Samsung Galaxy Book X, or the Lenovo Flex 5G. These devices are quite costly. Yes, they are very expensive for some reason. And the developer kit lowers the end price for parties interested in porting apps. So that was one of the barriers, it seems.
So how much lower would the cost be, though?
I don't know. It looks so ugly. Why don't they show us any ports? Why can't we see the ports?
Yeah, it is kind of strange that they don't.
I just
show
see a
it to us.
giant power button, a ridiculously. Is that even the device, or did they just show us anything?
That looks like the Windows 10, the developer kit that they showed up earlier in the other story. To me,
Look, something about it is suspect, though. Like, why is the power button so big on top? Why can't we see?
and
the
you're
port?
right. You're right about no ports. That is kind of strange.
They're not showing it to us. And there's also,
I'm
well, yeah, I
thinking
guess
that-
it.
I'm thinking
And
that's
also
their
those-
developer box.
Maybe, yeah. There's no, I don't see any vents, so yeah, it's because it's fanless, I guess. All
Yeah.
right. All right, so to the featured story, guys. Thanks for being patient. Thanks for your patience.
Now, this is our last story, and I only threw it in because I happened to see it. And all of you who know me know what an exercise fanatic I am. And people call me that. I exercise 5 days a week, always. I almost never miss. If I miss a day, I make it up on one of my 2 days off. So, but what you don't know is the reason why I exercise so much, or at least some of the reasons. So I'm going to share the screen first. Before I read the story, I'll give you a little background. Going way back, and me being a born-again believer, and I've been a Christian for 30-some years now. I said early on when I started reading the Bible, Moses died at 120. If it's good enough for him, it's good enough for George. So people will tell you for years and years, I have said I expect to die at 120. That is literally true. I also have promised myself since I was in my 40s that I will play tennis for my 100th birthday. I intend to keep that promise. Another reason why I exercise so much, and this is one of my key ones right now. I'm 76 years old. A lot of the guys that I know, especially guys that I work with, they now carry guns in their 60s and 70s. Why? And I've had some of them admit this. They carry guns because they've let themselves get too old and too out of shape to defend themselves with their bare hands and feet. So my attitude is, so you're willing to take a gun and kill somebody because you were lazy. I think that is a disgusting thought. So I am 76 years old. I do not need a gun to defend myself, and I can still defend myself pretty well, and I still have very fast hands, and I still have very fast feet. I mean to keep that for as many years as possible. So those are 3 of the reasons why I exercise so much. And the final reason is when I was at Blue Cross every year, and now about every year and a half. I don't have much reason to go to doctors. I don't get sick. It's really, really, really hard to make me sick. COVID-19, not a chance. So when I have my biometric exams, they've come back almost dead perfect for the last 8 or 9 years. Every year the same.
Congratulations.
Well, that's because I exercise so much. That's one of the reasons why I exercise so much. And what did you say here? Is 114? Yeah, well, I still think I'll outlive them. Now, can I prove it? No. Will I go when God wants me to go? Yeah, if he wants me to go tomorrow, I'm gone. But right now, I think I'm on pace to live 120 years. And I expect to at least be healthy to 110. That's what I expect.
You're
So
on pace?
These are the reasons why I exercise so hard. And I guess what you should know, when I was younger, before I was saved, when I used to actually get into physical confrontations, every person that I've ever known, young or old, that has ever seen me lose my temper has always said they have never seen a temper like mine. And I agree with them. My problem is when I lose my temper, if you make me want to fight, which grown men shouldn't be doing in the first place, I'm probably going to kill you. And I'm going to do it with my hands and feet. And luckily for me, there's always been 4 or 6 guys to pull me off somebody. The first time I lost my temper, I was 13. It took 2 grown men to pull me off the kid. This is why I don't own guns. Yes, Jesus can control my temper, but I don't trust my temper. So I probably will never own a gun. I just think that's prudent in my case. So now you know why I thought this was an interesting story. Humans probably can't live longer than 150 years, new research finds. A new study looks at how long the body maintains its ability to recover from stress. And I can attest at my age, it does take a little longer to recover than it used to 10, 15 years ago. Science is once again casting doubt on the idea that we could live to be nearly as old as the biblical Methuselah or Mel Brooks' famous 2,000-year-old man. Even I don't think I'll make it that far. New research from Singapore-based biotech company Gero looks at how well the human body bounces back from disease, accidents, or just about anything else that puts stress on its system. This basic resilience declines as people age, with an 80-year-old requiring 3 times as long to recover from stresses as a 40-year-old on average. And that is true because I've had my knee replaced 5 years ago, and I've had surgeons tell me I recover fast because I'm in such good shape. But when I fell off my bicycle a year and a half ago, and I landed on my left shoulder, I still feel it to this day. So that is true, that it takes longer to recover. This should make sense if you've ever known an elderly person who has actually taken a nasty fall, like me. Recovery from such a spill can be life-threatening for a particularly frail person, thank God I'm not, whereas a similar fall might put a person half as old out of commission for just a short time, and teenagers might simply dust themselves off and keep going. That's what I did that day. Extrapolate this decline further, and human body resilience is completely gone at some age between 120 and 150, according to new analysis performed by the researchers. In other words, at some point, your body loses all ability to recover from pretty much any potential stressor. I agree with that. The researchers arrived at this conclusion by looking at health data for large groups from the US, UK, and Russia. They looked at blood cell counts as well as step counts recorded by wearables. As people experienced different stresses, fluctuations in blood cell and step counts showed that recovery time grew longer as individuals grew older. Aging in humans exhibits universal features common to complex systems operating on the brink of disintegration. Peter Fitichev, co-founder and CEO of Gero, said in a statement. The new research contains a certain amount of validation for the idea that humans start dying from the moment we're born. That's true. But the process seems to speed up significantly somewhere in the mid-30s to mid-40s when the body's resistance starts to decline more steeply. And that's somewhat true, but keep in mind, I'm in better shape today than I was at 30 or 40 or 50. So that's the offset. The study's conclusion that the body loses all ability to cope, or at least to recover from stress before age 150 is line with the conclusions of similar studies, including one from last year that pegged the maximum possible age at 138. Okay, I don't expect to go that far. This work explains why even most effective prevention and treatment of age-related diseases could only improve the average but not the maximal lifespan unless true anti-aging therapies have been developed, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, that's all I'm going to read, but I just thought it was an interesting story for that fact. And keep in mind, there is nothing special about me. I just work very, very hard at it. Anybody else could do the same thing. It just seems like as men get, especially men get older, they just have less and less mental ability to force themselves to do what they have to do to get in better shape. And also keep in mind, I do nothing as far as my nutrition. I just exercise a lot, and that seems to do everything. So, and to offset what I had said about my temper before, in the 30-some years I've been a Christian, Jesus has been able to control my temper. I just don't trust it very much. Anyway, so now you folks know why I exercise so hard and why I keep it up so much, and you have all the reasons. And stop thinking of me as some kind of Superman. No, I just work hard at it. Anybody else can do the same thing. So that's our whole show. What are you researching now? You look like you're looking up something.
It lagged a bit so I think it was on my end. So I'm just checking to make sure that I'm plugged into the Ethernet or if I'm on Wi-Fi.
You're one of the most plugged in people I know. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, this MacBook is trying.
So, almost 10 minutes to 10. We did pretty good tonight.
Very good.
Thank you guys for hanging around and putting up with me. And of course, you always have Ted as the star, the one who always goes from the dark side to the light side at the beginning of the show, which is great.
And thanks again,
and
Brittany.
Brittany, thanks again. And Renz, thanks again. And Renz, I hope you have a nice, somewhat easy time at work today. And all you guys, thank you as always for coming in. And I hope everybody has a very, very blessed weekend.
Hold on. I think we have to do something. We have one more skit, the glowing rectangle.
We don't have a glowing rectangle. I'm sorry.
It was on the article. You had it on the show list.
Yeah, no, let me pull it back up. That was my fault.
I'll keep it short, though.
You don't have to keep it short. Give me a minute. You know, it takes old folks longer. Are you listening to it in the background or what?
What? Should have done that sooner.
I'm getting an echo of everything. Are you?
No.
Oh, okay. I guess it's just on my end. All right, there's your glowing rectangles. Do you want to control it or do you want me to do it?
Yeah, I'll share it. I already have it up. And a moment now, George. And a moment.
Okay. Sorry.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow tech enthusiasts, there's a website that you can go to find articles and videos submitted by other tech enthusiasts like yourself. That place is reddit.com /r/glowing rectangles. Again, that's reddit.com /r/glowing rectangles. Glowing Rectangles is a subreddit where we find tech reviews from folks who deserve more attention. Real person reviews, smaller blogs, YouTubers, even articles like, whatever, Mobile Geezers news article site. Feel free to share them all here. All is welcome. Now, currently, while you're also here, feel free to give a upvote. If you know the Reddit lingo, that means, that's pretty much like a like button. And currently, the most upvoted story of today is by Some Gadget Guy. Is it? Oh, yeah, by Some Gadget Guy. The LG Velvet Revisited, the last great feature mid-ranger. This looks like it's a Patreon post. Interesting. Yep, it's a Patreon post. Definitely worth a look, guys.
It is Patreon.
If he made it available for Patreon, for people outside of his Patreon, definitely go check a look. Yeah. Second most upvoted, only 6 though. Building a gaming PC for under $1,000. That is very funny, given today's climate where it's very hard to find graphics cards and CPUs that just came out by AMD. I'll probably go watch that for my own amusement. iPad Pro, third story, also the same amount of upvotes, 6 upvotes. Alt Dad Tech talks about the iPad Pro 2021 and whether Apple will deliver in the WWDC. Basically, so much hardware. Apple's got to do something with it. I hope Apple does something with it. And then the fourth story, Tech Rant. Currently, this whole week, everyone's been going on about the blooming issue with on the iPad Pro, the 2021 iPad Pro. Apparently, and this is news to me. Let me put this away. I'm done with this. Take it away. Stop screen. Apparently, this was news to me. A mini LED, despite the contrast being such an improvement, it's still not quite an improvement because if you are on a black background, whatever is lit up will have a halation. What happened, George? You muted my mic.
That for a second, because I'm hearing 2 of everything, and I don't know why.
All right, let me know if you still hear it. I'll mute my mic.
Say something. Okay. All right. Yeah, go ahead. Unmute your mic because it's not helping, but we're okay.
Yeah,
I guess they're not
How
hearing
can I
it.
say
Okay. Oh, now it stopped.
But yeah, so again, glowing rectangles, reddit.com/r/glowing rectangles. Oh, can't talk today. Share some upvotes. Let's see anything else. Whose camera reigns supreme, the OnePlus 9 Pro or the Note 20 Ultra? And these are a lot of nerds on here that give out some good stuff. Oh, needs to be dirt cheap. Oh, I need to share it back
Now,
up.
you never got the OnePlus 9, right?
Nope. I never got a OnePlus. I never had a OnePlus Pro.
You seem to be an admirer.
Yeah, it does good stuff. Now, finally at flagship prices, it's giving flagship performance. Yeah, George, I'm sharing it up again. Gary Sims, he showed the ports on the Snapdragon device kit, developer kit. Let me see if I can enhance. So I think what we see here, is that a
there
modem?
you go. Okay.
Is that a modem? No, that's a USB-A port. And that is a USB-C port. And that looks like a SIM. It looks like a micro SD card slot. Okay. It's got ports.
Okay.
All right, folks. them's the stories. We got nothing else. You guys just enjoy your weekend.
All right, folks, have a blessed weekend, and we'll see you on Ted's channel next Friday. And everybody have a wonderful, everybody in America at least, have a wonderful Memorial Day.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week.